Explain to me what we're talking about when we say education arms race.
A fixation on grades, achievement, excessive competition, how all that is put onto like a small young primary one or primary school child.
No hate to the ACS kids here. I'm just saying there's a news and current affair example. You don't believe I was an athlete. You don't believe I was like a valuable soldier. I'm so glad I can talk like that now, Sia. Wow. What's going on, everyone? And thanks for joining us on another episode of the Mothership podcast with me, Rishi Budhrani. So, if you're new to the show, what happens here is that I have scammed the Mothership crew. Exactly, that's what it is. I'm a stand-up comedian in this country looking for the top news, and I've convinced the Mothership team to give me access once a week to one of their reporters with the hottest news fresh off the keyboards, so to speak. Today, I have with me Gawain. What's going on, man? Gawain?
I'm good.
Hey, thanks for joining me, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I know that you've been working hard.
I hope so.
You claim to have been working hard, keeping your ear to the ground, and your nose for news, sniffing out the top stories.
Yeah.
What are some of our top stories?
Right. So I guess this past week, unless you've been living under a rock, you would have heard that missiles have been flying in the Middle East. So on Saturday, Feb 28, the US and Israel, they struck Iran, and then since then, Iran has been striking back. So that's been going on.
We can't ignore that. You're right.
Yep.
I mean, I'm no journalist, but I think, that's been on our feeds, on our devices, on the news, in the papers. If you still remember what that looks like, a newspaper. I say this because when you read something in the newspaper, a hard copy, you generally know it's been through a degree of fact-checking and it's been through some processes to make sure that, okay, whatever is going to your household is kind of believable. Okay, I say, take it with a pinch of salt. But today, in the age of social media, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. Right? There's so much floating around. So I have a few things I want to ask you.
Go for it.
These are things I've been reading or consuming online with regards to this conflict between the US and Israel and Iran. And now so many other nations because of what's been going on. We'll get to that.
Yep.
Is this true that Dubai has started issuing fines or some kind of legal action against people who take videos and spread these videos online of any kind of fires or explosions or debris falling or whatever, or spreading any kind of information? True or false?
Well, I think it is true because on X, or what used to be Twitter, like on this official UAE account, there is a tweet that says that the public prosecution warns against publishing or circulating rumors and information from unknown sources through social media platforms. And then people who do that may be subject to legal accountability. So I think that much is true.
Oh, so it is true.
Yeah, and this account has a check mark. So I think that lends a bit of credibility as well.
Verified, man.
Yeah.
Verified information. You got it there. So if you're in Dubai, and if you are one of the very limited audience members that watches our show from Dubai, I don't know. Mothership has like 400 over 1,000 YouTube subscribers, but I don't know if anyone's from Dubai. Do we know? No?
I don't have that.
You don't have that information?
Yeah, I don't have that information.
But it's true,
hopefully,
if you're spreading misinformation, if you're causing panic, if you're randomly recording shit and saying that, oh man, you can be liable legally. Okay. The other thing with regards to this conflict I've read is, and my personal view is that I don't believe this is true, but unfortunately there was some explosions at the Fairmont the Palm in Dubai, one of the hotels.
Yep.
And I heard that there are some people giving 1-star Google reviews on the hotel's page, going like, hey, wouldn't recommend, missile fell on my floor while I was in the toilet or something like that. I mean, are these things really happening?
I mean, it would be funny if it was true, but unfortunately, there are screenshots floating around, but it can't really be verified because like if you go to like the Google Maps reviews page, right, you don't really see those reviews. Like it's most of them are people talking about like, oh, I had a terrible time here because of bad service, right? But you don't see any of them saying like, oh, it's bad because I was hit in the back by a missile. Or
Yeah,
anything like
that's.
that. So it can't be verified. Can't
Aiyo.
be trusted to be true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost paradoxical, the world we are living in, Gawain, because there's this conflict going on, there's real damage being done, real lives being affected. But still there are these memes floating around, about whether it was these reviews, jokes going around. People kind of making memes and making light of this very precarious situation, and they're making light of it on the internet. What do you make of it, and why do you think the world is in some way reacting like that?
My 2 cents, right, is that there's a lot going on, right? So like not too long ago, since COVID, right? COVID, Ukraine war, just a lot of conflict and chaos, so to speak, in the world. And I think maybe people just need a way. I mean, you will know, right? As a comedian, dealing with things with through humor. So maybe that's what people are doing, right? Poking fun, getting a good laugh, but just coping with it.
Let's talk about that, right? About dealing with a really difficult situation like this, using things like humor or online content. There was a situation of a Singaporean influencer, Novita Lam, who made a pun, I think, on Iran and Israel, and posted a little joke, I think, in her opinion, of it online. Unfortunately, it received a lot of negativity, and she has since apologized for making that joke. What do you think about that? I mean, I've got my views as a comic, because as a comedian, we are always on the edge of maybe even being cancelled or saying the wrong things because you take it too far, you push it too far. But even comics were watching this and going like, bruh, you sure you want to say that? I'm not sure about this one. I'm going to try and phrase this in the best way possible, my feelings about this, because I think being able to even think about joking or commenting in a light way, or making light of the situation in Iran right now, it really means that we are quite privileged and quite fortunate.
Yep.
Wherever you are in the world, right? If you are putting up a meme about the war, I think you're sitting from a safe distance enough to be able to do that, right? And I think in some ways, Singapore is sitting in a position of privilege to be able to comment about it, joke about it, us in a safe space being able to talk about it like that. But my question to you is Singapore really completely unaffected by the conflict at the moment?
I mean, if it's far away, right? You only see it through social media and stuff, but it's actually not, the impact is actually not that distant. So I think just yesterday or 2 days ago, energy prices like pump, if you go to the petrol now, prices would have gone up by some cents. Right. Like, I mean, you drive, so maybe you will feel the pinch.
Yeah.
You feel the pain. So
feel the drain, bro.
Yeah. Right. So like, you might not know, maybe if let's say you aren't keeping up, you might not be aware of why that has happened, right? You might just think, cost of living issue, right? But I think one of the main factors that has happened is also because of the crisis, right? Like how oil flow through the strait is now disrupted.
The strait is closed, right?
Yeah, it's closed. Like they're just attacking ships that are passing through as well, trying to force that to happen.
Yeah.
So that has happened.
And again, like you said, even though it is quite far away from us, the effects are being felt right here, and not just by the political system or what, but the common person on the street is going to feel the effects in some way.
Yeah. You will feel the pinch. Yeah.
Gawain, what is the next story that you've got for us?
Right. So this one is to do with sports. Right. So 2 Singapore table tennis players, they won the hearts and stole the headlines. For returning an unfair point to their Argentinian opponents. So they lost in the end. because of what they did at the recent Singapore Smash tournament.
Singapore Smash. That sounds like a party that got out of hand. Okay. Singapore Smash. Hey, have you been invited to Singapore Smash? It's where you can meet fellow singles. Okay, no.
It's the 5th edition this year. No?
Wow, hey. Since COVID, Singapore's been on the mend with Singapore Smash. Okay, no, but shout out to the table tennis players who showed some really amazing sportsman-like conduct.
Yeah. So they were tied. Then because they were discussing, the Singaporeans were discussing, and then the Argentinians were waiting to serve, and then because of that, the umpires red card to the Argentinians, right? And then they lost a point because of that. All the players protested, but then the umpires not having it. My court, my rules, and not the highway for you. And then the Singaporeans decided, you know what? Not gonna take this point. Then they just threw it away. Returned the point to the Argentinians, and then
returned the point in a sportsman-like move.
Correct. Like quite cool the way they did it. Just smacked it off the table and then continued the game.
Almost like a protest.
Almost like a protest.
Yeah, they're protesting the umpire of Singapore Smash.
Right. They did the Singapore Smash to protest the Singapore Smash decision. Yeah.
Well done.
Then but I think the cool thing is that eventually they went on to, it was a match to decide the quarterfinal placing.
Okay.
So then they lost that.
Singapore
lost that. Singapore lost that. And then but then eventually they won applause from people.
You know, as a former athlete, I faced a fair degree of unfairness myself.
Like how so?
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I thought you would just accept it and go Rishi,
specifics, please. You know what injustice were done onto you?
Okay, the injustice that was done. I'm going to reveal this on camera for the first time. Okay, when I was a footballer in college, one of the teachers called me a bubby. I'm not even joking, man. Yeah.
No way. No way. Not in Singapore.
I mean, bruh, what can I say? 2001 was a different time.
True.
You know, we just survived the Y2K bomb and everyone felt like, okay, it's okay to call Rishi a bubby, you know.
Right.
So shout out to the coach who called me a pig. I still remember it till today.
I'm just going to assume that you did not deserve that comment.
No, bro, I was a pretty good centre back. Yeah.
Right.
And then the comments were flood. Bro, you suck, man. I played with you.
I remember you.
You were real. No, okay. So I was treated unfairly as an athlete. Otherwise, I think I would have, been... I would have done the same thing.
You would?
I would have shown sportsman-like conduct the same way.
So winning is not as important to you as
I think I could not win. I could not win. So if I were to, I would say, you know what? I know I can't win, but I can win the hearts of the public. So let's just be the nice guy.
Make your parents proud somehow.
Yeah. Okay, I cannot place in the podium, but I can place, in the top memes and the highlights.
Right.
But that's not what the table tennis players did. They're probably very good. They're probably actually,
I think President Taman would be proud of you as well. I think after the whole incident, he caught wind of it, and then he took to Facebook, and then he was like, they did the right thing, and this is how they were sportsmen-like.
Yep.
And that's how life is best lived.
So what does President Tharman, what do President Tharman, the table tennis players, and me have in common?
You are honorable people.
Athletes.
Oh, okay.
Athletes. We're all honorable athletes.
Right.
So, thanks. The Committee of Supply debates continue in Parliament this week. Now, normally, Gawain, we lead with the top parliamentary stories, but we want to try something different today, okay?
Right.
Gawain and his team spent hours and hours watching all the parliamentary proceedings, trying to get the highlights, trying to get the newsworthy parts of the entire discussion. And also, you see a lot of visuals, you see a lot of reactions from various MPs. So we're going to open with this segment called MP Reaction of the Week. Which one was it, Gawain? Let's talk it through.
Yeah, so there was this moment in during the debate that turned the house into something like an award show. So I wanted to show you the video.
Award show.
Maybe you can watch it together and see what you think of it.
Okay, let's check it out.
Many hands up. So I suggest I will try to accommodate as much as possible. Skip all the preamble. Go just ask your clarifications.
Mr. Chairman, I'll keep it very brief. I want to thank the member, Mr. Edward Chia, for his two-part question about the
Skip all
family
that. Skip all that.
business.
Get straight to the point.
Just a month ago, I went to
SMS
SPF
slow,
to meet the
SMS slow.
sixth cohort of graduates. Thank you very much.
Can you please? Yes.
Yeah, so that happened.
Okay.
That happened.
So, I mean, shout out to everyone in Parliament for making it an exciting one. I mean, normally there's this negative stereotype that Parliament very boring, you know. But hey, if you wait it out, you might find golden moments like this. Shout out to my MP, MP Dinesh, and his reaction right there. What do you think he was thinking?
I was like, I in my head, I think it was like, oh my god, did that just happen?
Yeah.
Because like the mic was cut,
Yes.
and this is Parliament, right? It's like someone interrupting a senior minister of state in the middle of a speech. But I guess the Speaker of Parliament has the power to do that.
He can do it, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if I think if I was there, I'd be like, wow, lucky it didn't happen to me. Wow.
The embarrassment. The embarrassment.
Look, I feel you, but I think MPs, you know, they're okay, right?
Yeah,
They can take a bit of this, you know. I mean, they are there to have a bit of banter, a bit of argument on behalf of all of us.
Yeah.
So if the mic get cut lah.
Yeah. So I think what happens is like now, all the MPs, if they don't finish by their allotted time, the mic just goes.
Yeah,
It
like
just
the
goes.
award show
Like
example.
the award show. I thought it would be funny if the washroom just slowly goes down, and then they have to like, you know, and then by the end it's like.
This is a special message to Speaker of the House, Mr. Sia. I think, sir, you can consider adding some BGM, background music. That's what they do for comics.
Like Star Wars also.
Yeah, comedians, right? When you go over time, they cut off your mic and then the DJ increases the music if you try to talk without the microphone. But on to the real parliamentary highlights. What were some of the things that stood out for you this past week?
So during the Ministry of Defence debate, the Workers' Party MP Kenneth Tiong, he brought up the topic of NS pay, right, and whether we can increase it more. And then there's a bit of back and forth between the different Ministry of Defence ministers. But then eventually, Mr. Chan Chun Sing rose and said, "Don't conflate duty with transaction." So kind of weighing in and shutting down that giving it a finality to the debate.
Wow, yeah, this was a big point of discussion, not just in Parliament, but I think everyone kind of weighed in, right? Citizens, anyone who's done, I mean, we've both been in some way contributing to the nation, right?
Yep.
I have completed my NS liabilities.
Good, congratulations.
So I mean, SAF lost one damn good soldier. You're all laughing, all of you. You don't believe I was an athlete. You don't believe I was like a valuable soldier.
No. I think you deserve the applause.
I can see the deceit in your eyes. Gawain.
I'm sure you did the country proud.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Hello.
Right.
You know, I got a call, and this is a true story. Okay. After I had completed my NS liabilities, I got a phone call from my old commanding officer.
Okay.
This was just last year. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I got the call, his name is, Major Terrence in my phone. It was like early in the morning. And I'm like, the first thought I had was, what? Are we going to war? And then it hit me, if we're going to war, why are they calling me? Like what the hell am I going to do? And true enough, we have the conversation and I'm like, sir, is everything okay now? He's like, yeah, why would it not be okay? I'm like, I don't know, why are you calling me after I've finished everything? And he said, Rishi, I'm handing over the battalion and I want you to come back and do some jokes for the change of command ceremony.
Okay.
And so, he invited me back to like roast the CEO and all that. It was beautiful, man. It was the most beautiful experience to go back and like, roast the highest ranking
I-
colonels.
I thought it was gonna be like, sorry, Rishi, I think we paid you too much. Can you claw back some of that?
This is an NS back pay for all the shit that you've been doing.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was my duty to go back and make fun of all my seniors.
Did they give you a little bit of a allowance?
No, bro, because it was
Pro
my duty.
bono.
No transaction.
Not transaction, huh?
No, not transaction.
Just to be clear.
Transaction will be when we deal with each
Yeah.
other. Okay.
Yeah.
But in reality, all these jokes will come up because one of the statements that was made was that
No amount of monetary compensation can be equated with the contributions of our NS men.
is that true? Or do you think there's actually a figure in someone's mind going like, actually, sir, God, there is a monetary amount we'll be happy with. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like I think like obviously there's some aspect of this the idea of national service that this duty, right, that cannot be monetized, like cannot be valued, right,
Yep,
in money terms.
Yep.
But I guess the lived experiences of the national service to them, the national servicemen to them it might be a bit different, right? Like if let's say your camp, like mine was like somewhere all the way in Lim Chu Kang, that's nearer to like Legoland in Malaysia.
You armor.
Yeah, right. And then you want to save time, you take a Grab, and then that costs like $40-$50, and then you take it in and out, and then it's like $100 every weekend. So then you feel the pinch, right? And then you're like, oh, I wish I had more, with my time spent in
If I was your sergeant,
No.
I'll say stay in.
Yeah.
Stay in, save money.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I can talk like that now, sia. Wow. Stay in. Why?
Yeah.
Expensive. Stay in camp. Got bunk what?
Yeah, which is like to be fair to that Lim Chu Kang camp, they've tried to offer transport options.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on your point about staying in camp, so that's what SMS Zaki said, right? So like, the SAF, the government does provide
Accommodation.
food, like equipment, things that are basic necessities, for example.
I mean, I think some interesting debates and arguments went around about this. For example, one of the things was about how the NSF allowance is only, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was only 1% of the entire defense budget.
Yeah, that was the point that, if I'm not wrong, Kenneth Yong
was trying to make.
But yeah, he made.
And the argument is that can this be increased a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, we are not in a position to make that decision, but I think if that were to happen, that it would creep up, even if it's creeping up slowly, it would be a welcome development for anyone who. I can speak for myself, right? I understand the duty aspect of it.
Yep.
And I think as any Singaporean males would, you understand that this is a part of your reality and a part of your existence of being a citizen of this country. And I accept that. And I think for me, I had some of the best times being in national service.
Yeah.
Like I've got friends still today. I learned a lot. Yeah. Okay. But would I have preferred to be paid a bit more?
I mean, you can't say no to money, right?
I mean, no, the lived reality. That's a good
reality.
point, right?
Yeah.
The lived reality is that not all of us are going to be in a position that you can live off of NS allowance for those that period of time.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of people, I know a lot of people in my family as well. I experienced it, that, you are supporting a family, you are an adult, maybe you need X amount of income, otherwise you can't run your household.
Yeah.
And maybe there's an argument for that, for it to be increased.
Yeah, but the Minister Chan Chun Sing did recognize that, MINDEF will take care of the soldiers, and if, let's say there's space in the budget, then they will think about it and adjust accordingly.
How about any good news? Gawain, any good news in Parliament this week?
Yeah, there was. So ferrying workers in caged lorries is going to be banned from Jan 1st, 2027.
Yes.
Something we've all been thinking about.
I mean, it's a debate that has been going on for a while. And I don't think it was so much of a debate as much as it was a fight from the entire community, the entire society to make this a reality.
Yeah, and balancing that out against, I guess, the consideration of the businesses, of the companies. Yeah, so the reason that they sort of gave for this ban for caged lorries, is that if the back of the lorry is caged, it will pose safety risks, right? So for example, like if there's a fire, it might be harder for the people that are being ferried to get out.
Yep.
So that was the reason.
No brainer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, from a logical perspective.
Yeah. Even if it's not the safety risk, I think it's an obvious thing to do also to me.
No brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, look, even if, let's say, what is the closest example or equivalent is, like soldiers being transported in tunnels, right? You're at the back, but you are still open, what? You're not caged.
Yeah.
You have, at least when I was a operational soldier, you had like these seatbelts also that you're required to wear in the back of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So I don't know in what world it's okay to like lock the bloody cage at the back and transport these dudes.
I mean, interesting enough, I've actually seen like companies ferrying their workers on buses. So that was like a heartwarming thing for me to see, where it's like, oh, like some companies are actually, doing what I think most of us would think is the right thing to do.
Yep.
Right? Putting them in buses, we send our soldiers in buses to like different training. So doing this for the workers, I think it's a fair thing to do. So
I welcome that, and I think generally society would welcome that. But I know for a fact that it's a small step.
Yeah.
Right. And I think any migrant worker lobbying groups or any support groups or any NGOs out there are saying, okay, this is a good step in the right direction, but you're still going to be transporting them in the back of lorries, right?
Yeah.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
That's the next fight.
Exactly.
Which hopefully we can get to. Do you see that happening as well? At some point down the line where there can be a complete shift towards transporting workers in a safer way. I don't know what that way is. Is it buses? Is it vans? Or is it a hybrid? I don't know, man. So much. We can find it to like launch autonomous vehicles in Punggol. You don't even need a driver anymore, bro.
Yeah.
You just need an autonomous bus getting these dudes from point to point safely.
Yeah. So I guess this justifies the autonomous push, right? If let's say we can get it to work, then it would save a lot of costs. It will also solve the reason that they gave in the past, which is like there's a shortage of bus drivers. So maybe this AI push, there's much to hope for.
No need driver.
Should be more optimistic about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Hey, idea. Okay, you say got no drivers, right? But we got vehicles, right? If we have enough pilot version of autonomous vehicles to trial, let's trial it with the migrant worker community. Let them, have a taste of it. You have the safety officer on board. Autonomous vehicles, turn it into a national project.
Yeah.
Figure out a safer way to transport our workers while piloting autonomous vehicles in Singapore.
Right.
Jeffrey Xiao, sir, over to you. I can't remember the last time this happened in Parliament, but I also read that there was some PSLE math question that was quoted. Actually, that has happened before. We are damn famous for doing that, right?
Yeah.
The education minister will always come and say, PSLE math question. What happened this week, though?
Right. So in Parliament, Minister for Education Desmond Lee, in the middle of his speech, handed out like handouts of a PSLE math question, and then got the members of the House of the Parliament to try their hand to test their memory,
to trauma bond.
Yeah.
Over like PSLE math, basically, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I would be damn anxious, man. If I was suddenly given like PSLE math question in Parliament, I was like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah. Did you come across like PSLE math questions on Facebook? Then do you try to do those questions?
I have never attempted, bro. I gave up. I gave up on math the moment I didn't have to do it anymore. I only did math because I had to.
Right.
Like nowadays, the only math I do is, okay, how many times have I pissed off my wife this week? And,
and how much the jewelry cost to make up for it.
How much?
Right.
No, like she's not. Don't. Are you trying to say my wife is materialistic?
I'm trying to say I'm suggesting an angle of a compensation,
Right.
duty bound compensation, not transaction.
Transaction.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trauma bonding over math in Parliament. But what? Okay. So
Yeah.
he was eventually landing on an important point, right?
Yeah.
Presumably there was some message to this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, so he was saying that, I mean, he gave out like two versions of the same question and said that if, let's say, you structure a question in a particular way, it can be less stressful to the kids, right? And his whole point was about the education arms race in Singapore and how we need to challenge that norm.
Explain to me what we're talking about when we say the education arms race.
Right, I think it's just plainly speaking, a fixation on grades, achievement, excessive competition, and how all that is put onto like a small young primary one or primary school child, right? And he's suggesting that maybe that might be too much stress, undue stress on a kid, and then that whole conversation also moves into like how we need to like broaden that, right? Broaden what education is, right? Not just grades, but a holistic development of a child.
Are we in the right direction for that, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there have been so many tweaks to the education system that even I sometimes can't keep up with. Like for example, PSLE was tweaked, right? No more like T-scores, all that, and then
Yeah, what is it now? It's
band. It's like a point system. Band,
okay.
yeah. And then they're combining the sort of O level and N level into a single, examination.
Yeah.
Because now students, take the subject based on their individual ability. Right. So instead of like you go express, NA, NT, and then you're stuck with that for the rest of it. So lots of tricks. I think we are making moves. Yeah.
What I feel hasn't changed culturally in Singapore, right? Despite the fact that the education system can continue to reduce or take steps to reduce the importance of grades, I almost feel like anyone who's been through the education system, who is a parent today, needs to break that chain of generational trauma. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing. And I see my friends like that as well who have kids. And it's not just the 12-year-old kid that gets stressed PSLE year.
Yeah.
It's the entire family.
Yeah.
It's like they plan the year around
an exam.
Hey, bro, shall we take a boys trip this year? Oh, this year cannot. My daughter taking PSLE.
Yeah.
The whole year is like, cannot. My kid has PSLE. And it's a sense of responsibility. It's a sense of duty as a parent. But I feel like we wouldn't truly have achieved that that goal of staying away from the education arms race until we reach a point where, as a society, we can understand not just the kid, but the parents, the employers, the potential stakeholders in your lives, that relax it's not supposed to be this stressful for kids.
Yeah. So I think they also made the point in Parliament that like PSLE is not like the be all and all, right? It's just a checkpoint for mastery and also just a guide as to what's next for you, what's best for you after primary school, right?
I also have experienced a lot of parents shifting their lives, moving out, uprooting themselves to get their kid into the primary school that they want for P1 registration. Yeah,
so that was a point that was also touched on by the minister, and he made the point that like the framework has changed, we tweaked it, but some primary schools are still overrepresented by students from a particular, from a higher SES, and that's not what we want, right? We don't want the schools to be just reflective of the neighborhood.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. Okay, so when we say a higher socioeconomic status, and if everyone is from that same kind of bubble in that same school, that limits their growth, presumably limits their life experiences. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I would assume so. I think it will also contribute to maybe some sort of
elitism.
Maybe, right? Some sort of perceived inequality between them and everyone else, right?
Right.
And I guess that's not what, based on policy and principles, like that's not what we want our schools to be. We want our schools to be a place that brings people together, for people to mingle, to mix, and to form networks and bonds that would, last and contribute.
A bit more of an inclusive and a bit more of how do you say immersive experience.
Correct.
Not just that what we just said, not an elitist bubble where you grow up, become an adult, and then you say, I'm not a gangster, I'm an ACS boy. Like we don't want that situation.
Yeah. So I mean,
no hate to the ACS kids here. I'm just saying there's a news and current affair example that I remember now.
Yeah. So I mean, in Minister Desmond Lee's his words is that Singaporean schools
intentionally bring together students from different schools and different backgrounds. For instance, we have combined school CCAs or cluster-based CCAs, where students from different schools and backgrounds come together to learn and train on a regular basis.
So I think that's the thinking behind this whole address-based allocation of primary school slots.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I think there's a bigger problem though, Gawain. You see, for primary one registration to happen in the way that the education minister is talking about, that we want a more immersive, we don't want all the high SES kids to be clustered in one school. For that to happen, we need to have more primary one kids. Enough primary one kids for this to happen. And from the way our total fertility rate is right now, which is below 1, how you want to have enough people going to primary 1 down the street? What is one of the changes that might happen? And I think DPM Gunn mentioned something about new citizens.
Yeah, so I think he made the point that, to just make sure that we will still be okay, Singapore will still be okay, that we can continue to grow as we want it to, we might take in about 25,000 to 30,000 new citizens annually over the next 5 years to just boost the population. But they also did mention that this intake will change, or it's like a tentative number, and the considerations will be, infrastructure capacity and also the society's ability to sort of integrate these new immigrants, right? So maybe it'll be like a we'll keep an eye out approach, but just putting it out there that this might happen, and this might be the number. So just letting you know.
No absolutes yet.
No absolutes yet, but by the way.
Fair. Well, those are some of our top stories from the week. So you know what to do, everyone, right? It's clear, right? The TFR is too low, not enough people being born. So one of the things they're doing is bringing new citizens in. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, you know what you do? Go and Singapore smash. I've been Rishi Budhrani with our Mothership journalist today, Gawain. Thanks for being on the episode with me. We will come back next week with some roundups from the Committee of Supply debates in Parliament. We'll see you soon.